Hello everyone, this is Lisa. Just wanted to say I'm really sorry about tonight. I kind of planned a lesson and then I got told yesterday I had to go home. I had to go and sit in my car and wait for my husband to finish because I wasn't allowed to be in the college. I was exposed on Friday. But never mind, it's delayed your assessment for a week or so never mind. Right, I'm going to go over what I would have done in the lesson. Okay, so I'm going to swap over to the workbook. So your legal word processing book now, okay? So I'm going to click onto that. Now, we had just done Family 1A and Family 1B, and you've done this is your workbook, and if you remember, you did all this for me, okay? I've handed it in, you've handed it in, and I would be giving it back. Now, normally in class, we'd then start at the divorce petition. Now, this is a form, okay, and it's a huge, long form. But be warned, when you do this form, you have to print it immediately and you can't save it. So I don't want really you to do it at home unless you've got a printer and you can print it out immediately. Now, this was printed in the book some time ago and the form has updated since then, so it's kind of a little bit difficult to do. So I just want to explain it to you. If in real life you worked in a family department of a solicitor's and you had to do a divorce petition, that's when someone decides, right, I want to divorce somebody. They'd go to the solicitor and they would complete this form with their solicitor, okay? Well, the solicitor would get all the information, pass it on to you, and you'd do this form, okay? Now, most solicitors have something called case management software, and that means all the information will be in there and it will transfer to this form, so lots of it you wouldn't have to enter, it will be entered automatically, and you just update bits and pieces. So I'm just going to go through this form, so you don't necessarily have to do the form, I just need you to understand it, okay? So, the person that starts the divorce is a petitioner, or now I think they're called the applicant. This is about somebody called Linda MacDonald. She's come to us because she wants to divorce her husband. And look, it says there, she's applying for a divorce of her marriage, okay? Go to the second page. So we've got her name, Linda MacDonald, and where she's living. She's obviously chucked him out, and he's William MacDonald, and he lives at flat 5 in Dartford, okay? We've got her date of birth, his date of birth. She's a housewife, he's a labourer. She's female, he's male. Then it says about when they got married. So they got married on the 15th of June 2006. And her maiden name, or her NIE, was Linda Walsh. And she married William MacDonald in the registry office in the county of Leicestershire. And it says, supporting notes, the respondent and I last lived together as spouses, okay, at this address. So the court can hear this case under Article 3.1 of the Council Regulations, okay? The rest of it doesn't need to be done because they're not same-sex couple, etc., etc. Okay? It's just a simple divorce. Then it says, other proceedings or arrangements. There are or have been no other proceedings. So there's no other court issue going on with these two. Okay? Now, she wants to apply for a divorce on the grounds that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. Okay? And the reason is the respondent has behaved in such a way that the petitioner cannot reasonably be expected to live with the respondent. So he's been unreasonable. Okay? And this is the reason why. Why it's the respondent frequently drank alcohol to excess and subject the petitioner to verbal abuse. He can be violent when under the influence of alcohol. He kicked the bathroom door and hit the petitioner, causing cuts and severe bruising. While drunk, he pushed her down the stairs, causing her to break her arm. She had to go to hospital. She has decided that she can't no longer live with him and that the marriage is over. Then you have to give details of the children. Child 1, okay? And you have to say what the child is. So it's a child of both parties, so it's his and her child. Normally now, I think you have to put the child's name, okay? If she attends court, does she need any special assistance? Like, is she disabled? Is she in a wheelchair? Does she need a hearing aid? No, she doesn't. Next bit, the service details. So when the court sends her stuff, do we want it to go to her or do we want it to go to us as her solicitor? Okay. So really, all those kind of stuff, you really want it to go to the solicitor because you're getting divorced. You don't want to worry about that. Okay. So our solicitor in this case is Brian Dawson. Okay. And we'll give him the address. Now for this, we're using the Dartford office. So at the moment, Brian Dawson works in Dartford. You're working in the Dartford office and you're doing all his stuff. So we have to put the telephone numbers in, the DX number, and the reference. So it would be BD, your initials, McDonald. Okay. Then we put the petitioner's address of her service. So anything that goes to the petitioner goes to us. Okay. The respondent's address for service, it's his solicitor. So William MacDonald's solicitor. And his solicitors are the Martin Tollhouse Partnership in Dartford. And we've got their address and postcode. Now, the bit where it says about co-respondent, if you remember me telling you this, if he had committed adultery with someone else, you can make a bitch move and name the person he had sex with outside the marriage as the adulterer, and she would be the co-respondent. But there isn't one in this case. This is just him being violent. There was no adultery. So we're going to put there is no co-respondent. As I said before, if you name the co-respondent, doesn't actually do anything, but maybe try and get her to pay some of the costs. It's just a bitch move, really, which I would do if I had to. Right, now this next bit, you might find it's a bit weird. It's called the prayer. You know when you pray to God, it's because you want something to happen, you wish for something to happen. Well, this is a prayer wishing that the marriage is dissolved, basically, that the marriage is over. So the prayer is the petitioner, so Linda, prays that the marriage is over. That's basically what it is. Okay. And the next bit is about financial orders. So she's a housewife. She's got no money. So what she wants maintenance until it's all decided. She wants money every so often. She wants a secured provision order, so he has to pay it. She also wants a lump sum. She also wants a property in her own name. Okay, and she wants a bit of his pension. And for the children, she wants periodical payments, secure provision, so he has to pay. She wants a lump sum from them, and she wants property signed over to her for them on their behalf. Okay, next bit. Right, that was it. That is the end of the form. It does tend to be about 8 pages back to back, so about 16 pages in total. So as I said, you don't necessarily have to do it, but I need you to understand it, okay? Okay, so imagine we'd done that. If we were in class, we probably would have done that. So we've already done Family 1A. We've done Family 1B. This was Family 2. So this divorce petition was Family 2. Now we're going to move on to Family 3, okay? So what I'm going to need you to do is retrieve the Birmingham letterhead. This is actually an email to you. You see, it's from Brian Dawson to a student. You are a student, okay? So, can you compose a letter to our client, Linda MacDonald of 32 Cedar Close, Dartford, Kent? I will sign the letter so it catches this afternoon's post. So basically, you're writing a letter. He can't be bothered to do it. You're doing it for him. So you're going to use the Dartford letterhead, and you're going to use normal letter layout. So look at all the stuff you've done before. You're going to get the letterhead up, you're going to do RF, and you know it's going to be BD for Brian Dawson, oblique, your initials, oblique, surname of our client, which is MacDonald. You're going to enter twice, and then you're going to do the date. And the day, if you did it today, would be 9 December 2020. Okay? Then you'd enter twice, and then you would put her name and address, Mrs. L. MacDonald, next line 32 Cedar Close, next line Dartford in capitals, next line Kent, and then the postcode as it says. Then you're going to put enter twice, and you're going to put Dear Mrs. MacDonald. Then you're going to enter twice, and then you're going to put your a subject heading. You don't necessarily have to put a subject heading, but it might be a good idea, and it could be something as simple as your divorce. Okay. Now this is what he wants you to tell her. So all you're doing is changing it to her point of view. So if you just read that for a sec, Mrs. McDonald telephoned this morning and said she wished to go ahead with her application of a matrimonial order. So I would start off by saying, thank you for your telephone call where you express your wish to go ahead with the divorce. Full stop. You now need to come in so that a statement of means can be prepared for you. Do you see what I mean? You're just kind of changing the words around a little bit. So I want you to finish that off, yeah? So you write what's in there, but as in from Brian to Mrs. McDonald. Remember to do the full complimentary close. So once you've said, please contact me on extension 207 so we can make an appointment, you've got to do yours sincerely, big Y, little s, directly underneath Ingram, Lotchie and Exton in capitals. 4 or 5 line spaces where Brian's going to sign the letter. And then Brian Dawson, and then underneath that, solicitor. Okay, that, and don't forget in the footer to put your name on the left hand side, and on the right hand side you're going to put family 3. Okay, can you then please email it to me or share it with me? That would be great. Thank you. So that is family 3. Brilliant. Done. Okay, I've got left to right, so I'm probably going to do a new video for the next bit, so I'm going to sign off now. Keep yourself safe, everyone. I'm really sorry about tonight because I love being in the classroom and I hate being at home. My dog keeps nudging me. But anyway, see you later. Always email me, not a problem. All right, bye-bye, everyone. Bye.